humans have rights. These are laws that apply to everyone from birth until their death. Apart from right to life, humans have rights not to be mistreated. Everyone is supposed to be protected under law to choose their religion or practice any form of belief. In Nigeria, although these rights are enshrined in the Constitution, yet in practice, they are the most violated, and today, with the heightened insecurity, the stories are pathetic. Women and children are the most affected. A woman in terrorist captivity is simply a spoil of war. In Nigeria, the abduction, conversion, and forceful marriage of teenage girls is now rampant. The culture that Muslim men do feel entitled to young and well-brought-up girls as wives makes them snatch young girls from their parents with no consent. Now terrorists see teenage girls as things they can just take away for themselves with no regards or respect. They even sell Christian girls as slaves for money. With a Muslim now in power in Nigeria, the case is even worse, and although it's unofficial, it would seem that this practice is subtly being endorsed as complaints about these cases mostly end up being frustrated in Sharia courts, which ordinarily have no jurisdiction over Christians. Tales of Christian teenage girls being abducted, torn away from their families, converted, and married out with impunity is increasing. The April 2014 mass Chibok abduction of students by the notorious Boko Haram openly brought what used to be quietly done in limelight. On the night of 14th to 15th April 2014, over 276 schoolgirls were abducted from Government Secondary School, Chibok, Borno State. Boko Haram leader arrogantly announced that the girls will be given out to marriage. A threat made true as most of the girls who were found came back with children. A clear evidence of abduction, conversion, and forced marriage. Until date, 112 girls are still missing. They have not been returned to their families. Many have argued that Christian girls were not a target, but the subsequent mass abduction of more than 110 schoolgirls in February 2018 proves the point. All but one of these girls were released, Leah Sharibu, who remains in captivity and still remains so because she refused to convert from Christianity. Information reaching us shows that she already has children and is still in captivity. UNESCO estimate shows that over 20 million Nigerian children are out of school, most of whom are girls. These have had their childhood stolen, their education stunted, and they are even so ill-prepared for adulthood, let alone marriage. So many have been exposed to VVF and some form of health complications, and unfortunately, they may never again enjoy any form of formal education. Miss Elizabeth John is a Christian undergraduate student of sociology in University of Maiduguri.
I'm a 5-year-old Christian lady, an indigene of Plateau State, Nigeria. I was working and schooling in Maiduguri on the 21st of December 2020. I was traveling from Jos to Maiduguri, and I was abducted by Boko Haram, the ISWAP sect of Boko Haram. They moved me from camp to camp. I ended up around in one camp around close to Niger Republic. During my stay in the camp, they made me a slave. I stayed with 2 men. The first one sold me to the second one. And my duties as a slave included doing all their chores, which are cooking, cleaning, washing, working on their farms, and in fact I did every other thing they asked me to do, whether I liked it or not. I was tortured, I was beaten, I suffered starvation, I was forcefully converted to Islam. In April 2022, I and a Chadian lady who was also serving as a slave, we served as slaves in my master's house. We decided to escape We were not successful. We got caught. They beat us up mercilessly and locked us up in their prison. They told us that if we ever try to escape again, they will kill us. But that didn't stop us. We met an 11-year-old girl who was given birth to in the camp. Then told us that she knew her way around the bush and she could take us out. So when we left the prison, we came back and we started planning to leave again despite all that they told us. So in August, we decided to leave. We arrived Monguno, a local government in Borno State, where we met with soldiers and we reported to them and told them what had happened to us, and they took us in.
When Elizabeth finally got home to meet her family with the news of her freedom, she found out that her father was no more.
I'm 20 years old. I was adopted at the age of 13, 2017. I was in SS1. One day I went out to buy food and I found out the food was poison. I started feeling dizzy and sleepy. I just find myself in the palace and I met some other girls there and asking them where am I, and they told me that I'm in the palace and they started telling me this is what they do. They sell girls. They force girls to convert and also force them into marriage. So my mom finds out that I was in the palace, so she came for the first time. They did not allow her to see me and she keeps coming. The third time that she came, I denied her because of the charm that was still working on me. So she keeps coming and that was how she put it out she put it on social media that this is what is happening to her. They adopt her daughter and she went to get her. They refused to allow her and all of that. That was how people get to know about it and they pressurize the people to release me.
These girls need justice. They need their case investigated and their captors exposed. They need a voice. They need our world to stand up and challenge the Nigerian authorities. You can join now and help make that difference.